To make sure you're using your SmartTrek monitoring system to its full potential, verify that it's working properly before the flood season. Navigate to the page https://app3.smarttrek.io. Enter your account credentials to log in. Then confirm that your gateways are communicating properly with the server. The gateways should not be highlighted in red. Next, navigate to the Devices page. Check the battery level of all your overflow monitoring sensors. Batteries should be replaced at 40% to avoid any data interruption during flood season. Remove the sensor from the manhole to replace the batteries. Then, unscrew the lid of the waterproof enclosure using a star head screwdriver. Open the lid carefully, making sure not to damage the wires. Replace all 9 D-cell batteries. Press the power button on the sensor to turn it back on. Wait until the power button's indicator light blinks steadily, confirming that the sensor has successfully reconnected to the network. Reconnect the probe to the sensor. Then, reinstall the sensor in the manhole. Go back to the web application and confirm that the sensor status reads OK. Then, inspect the sensor's graph for the last 24 hours. Confirm that the sampling period is properly set to a probe reading every 900 seconds, or 15 minutes. If you'd like to run an overflow simulation, or if you want to make changes to the sensor's settings, set the sampling period to 0 to get new readings more quickly. Confirm that the probe is reading the correct water level. If it isn't, then measure the distance from the probe to the bottom of the structure. Make sure the probe is at least 50 centimeters from the highest water level, and no more than 7 meters from the bottom of the structure. Enter the measured distance from the probe to the bottom of the structure in the empty level field. Then click OK. Confirm that the probe is now reading the correct level. Next, to simulate an overflow, place a piece of wood under the probe at the height of the weir. The sensor should detect an overflow and measure a flow rate. If it doesn't, then measure the distance from the bottom of the structure to the bottom of the weir. Do the same for the top of the weir. Enter these two values in the minimum level for flow calculation and maximum level for flow calculation fields. Now that you've finished configuring your sensor, set the sampling period back to 900 seconds. If you'd like the sensor to take more frequent readings when the water level is high, enable automatic fast polling. Then, in the fast sampling time relative to level field, enter the distance from the bottom of the weir, at which the measurement frequency should increase. This way, when the water level is low, readings are taken every 15 minutes. When the level reaches the relative level for fast polling activation, the reading frequency increases. Set your desired fast frequency in the fast sampling time field. Be careful. Enabling automatic fast polling mode will reduce your battery life. If you observe sudden fluctuations in the water level readings, then verify your probe installation. Make sure there are no obstacles in the probe's path, that it is positioned away from the walls and the ladder, and that the probe is not screwed into the metal bracket. To be notified when an overflow or a system failure occurs, make sure to set up your alarms. First, set up a system failure alarm. Navigate to the Alarms page. Then, create your subscriber group. Name your group. Then, add email addresses and phone numbers to receive alarms by email, text message, and automated phone calls. Set the group's subscription schedule, then click Create Group. Next, create a system alarm to be notified when the gateway loses communication with the servers. Name your alarm, enter a description, then select the system alarm type. Then select your subscriber group. Choose the table corresponding to your system, then enter a delay of 30 minutes. Enter the text you'd like to receive. Then configure the following options. Set a repeat interval of 5 minutes, don't ignore any alarms, and set an automatic rearm time of 5 minutes. Your alarm is now created and will send you an alert if your gateway loses its connection to the servers for more than 30 minutes. When you receive the alarm text, reply more to get instructions on how to rearm the alarm. Enter the desired delay before the next rearm. For example, text 5 minutes. The alarm won't reactivate for another 5 minutes. Create an overflow alarm. Name your alarm, enter a description, then select the simple alarm type. Then, select your subscriber group. Choose the sensor type, ultrasonic flow meter. Choose the table corresponding to your system, then select the sensor to monitor, then select an alarm based on the water level measurement. Enter the level that should trigger the alarm. Enter the text you'd like to receive, then configure the following options. Set a repeat interval of 5 minutes, ignore 2 or 3 alarms to filter out sudden fluctuations in the water level reading, and set an automatic rearm time of 5 minutes. Your alarm is now created and will send you an alert if your sensor has measured a level above the threshold for more than 15 to 20 minutes. Choose peace of mind. Subscribe to our advanced support plans. We can lighten your workload by monitoring the status of all your sensors on the network for you. Contact your SmartRec representative for more details.